Welcome to Live with Hillsdale Hospital. Today is Wednesday, August 12th, and we are here to keep all of you, our community, friends, and patients in the know and up to date about healthcare in Hillsdale County. I am Kirsten Newland, Director of Communications, and I am here in the studio today with Dr. Paul Aschmetat. Welcome. It's very exciting to have you here. You are a new face to the community, but not new to Michigan and not new to the healthcare world, obviously. So we're so excited to get to know you. You've been very well anticipated. The community has already just provided incredible feedback, welcoming you to the community. So we're excited to get to know you a little bit today. But Dr. Aschmetat is our new orthopedic surgeon. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about how you got here and about your specialty. So yeah, so welcome first of all.
Thank you.
I'm sure that you will be a regular guest. Tell us just a little bit about why healthcare and why orthopedics. What drew you into the field in the first place?
Yeah, so I went to medical school and initially thought maybe I wanted to do something ER, something a little more fast-paced. Pretty quickly learned that I could have the biggest impact really within orthopedics for me, definitely some sort of surgery. As soon as I started doing my med school rotations, I realized that surgery was really the way that I could have a direct impact on people, change people's lives basically overnight.
Yeah.
So, and orthopedics, I don't know, I kind of fit the stereotype for orthopedics, I guess. But above and beyond that, I've had several surgeries myself. They were life-changing for me. So.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So tell me more about this idea of changing a patient's life overnight. Why is that unique to orthopedics?
It's not necessarily unique to orthopedics, but when you see someone come in the office and they have, say, hip arthritis and they're struggling to even walk around, you do their surgery, they leave the hospital a few hours later. I mean, there's nothing like it.
Wow. Because everything is so fast now. I mean, we used to have a whole, hip replacement floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now it's basically almost an outpatient procedure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really phenomenal. I'm sure that your patients have an incredible quality of life improvement. Do you have any kind of favorite procedures or favorite stories that you like to share?
I think probably hip replacements are definitely my favorite surgery to do. You see someone go from barely being able to walk around to a few hours later, they are up, they are walking. Sure, people still have some pain after surgery, but the pain that they had before the procedure from the arthritis is gone immediately in the vast majority of the cases.
Okay.
So I think that's probably my favorite surgery to do. But there's a handful of other procedures that I just love to perform. There's a number of things.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, orthopedics is has a lot of variety, as we'll learn. So medical school, and then you started in orthopedics, and then tell us a little bit about your career out of school and to the point that you're at now.
Yep. So I did my residency training at Garden City Hospital in Metro Detroit. Spent a couple years up in the Big Rapids area. And then the past 6 years I spent in Marshall over at another hospital there.
Yeah.
And now I'm here.
Okay. Had you ever been to Hillsdale before you kind of got this call?
No.
Okay.
No.
What's been your experience so far?
It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yep. It's very similar to the city I was living in previously in terms of the population.
So you fully moved here, correct?
Yes.
That's incredible. Yeah. And so what has been kind of your experience and your impression of Hillsdale as a community so far?
It's a smaller community, but that's what I like. I like being more entrenched in the community.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very tight knit. Yeah. Okay. So you started seeing patients today. That's amazing because Monday was your first day, correct? Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was your first day of orientation. You're already seeing patients. That's really incredible. What has been your first impression of working inside of our Hillsdale Orthopedics clinic?
It's been great. Everybody's been great to work with. Staff's been wonderful. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
That's great.
I think it's going to be a great experience.
I know they've been highly anticipating your arrival and the working with you. I know that our surgery team has also been anticipating that. So let's talk a little bit about the medicine itself. So orthopedics, can you give us an overview of everything that covers? You mentioned arthritis and hip replacements. What else does that cover?
Yeah, it's basically any bone, joint, muscle, tendon issues. So
Okay.
I don't do spine personally,
Mhm.
but pretty much other than that, if it's a joint, you name it, I do it.
Yeah.
So shoulders, elbows, wrist, hands, hips,
Wow.
knees, yeah.
Yeah.
Fracture care as well.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
mhm.
Yeah. And the orthopedics clinic is actually in the same building as our spine center. So whether you need spine or literally anything
We
else,
can get you to the right place.
exactly, we can get you to the right place in that clinic. So when a patient first sees you, no matter what it's for, what is your approach to kind of assessing, you know, the condition and the treatment? How do you approach that as a physician?
Um, so I think every patient is a little bit unique.
Mm.
It really depends on the patient's goals. So, some people that they come in, they may have bone on bone knee arthritis. But if they are still relatively ambulatory, they're able to get around, their
Mm.
pain is not too bad, maybe that's a better patient to just try to do some injections or
Okay.
some physical therapy, be a little more conservative with their approach.
Yeah.
And then there's other people that they don't want any of that stuff. They are ready to get their issue taken care of once and for all.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
very nuanced. It's
Okay.
individual.
Wow. Well, that's exactly the kind of care that, you know, I'm sure we strive to provide at Hillsdale Hospital. It's very customized to the patient's goals and it's really kind of a partnership with the physician and the patient
Sure.
and the entire care team. Tell us a little bit about that decision to, kind of take things into the surgical conversation. How do you make that decision with the patient? How do you equip them to make that decision?
Again, it's going to be different for everyone.
Okay.
So there are some people that they will come in and they are dead set against surgery. You've tried everything, and there are some people that you may have to give them a little nudge
Mm.
to get them to go that route. And almost always they are happy they made that decision. There are other people that they want the surgery right away. Maybe they're not ready for it. So it really just depends on the patient that you're dealing with.
Yeah, yeah, and we have something called joint camp,
Mhm.
which our patients go to, and they get, a hip kit after, if that's the case, or the tools that they need, the equipment that they need, and the preparation that they need for the recovery.
Sure.
But let's talk about the process of that because orthopedics involves other different service lines. You mentioned injections,
Mhm.
which is usually done in our pain clinic, but there's also PT and OT. How do you collaborate with those different specialties to ensure kind of the full experience for the patient?
Yeah. So I haven't, again, today was my first day seeing
Sure.
patients here. So I haven't had a whole lot of experience with the physical therapists as of yet in this area, although some of them have reached out to me. So,
Oh, that's great.
and same thing with the pain clinic.
Yeah.
We could potentially be sending people over there for some injections
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff as well. So it's definitely collaborative care, as you
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it really is. And I know that even between our pain clinic and our spine clinic, there's always that collaboration that really makes a difference for our patients. We've already gotten some patient testimonials about you just from patients who have been your patient before, who have told us great things about, the work that you've
Well,
done.
that's great to
So
hear.
yeah, so I know that our patients are excited to see you, and I have a feeling that your schedule will fill up quickly. We know that orthopedics is a need in our community. We know that it's something that our community will probably always need. It's just one of those parts of healthcare that's such a staple to a community. Can you just talk a little bit about why you are choosing a small independent community hospital versus a big university system or something like that? What are the factors that really motivated you to end up here in Hillsdale?
So I'm a general orthopedic surgeon. So I do joint replacements, hips, knees, shoulders. I do arthroscopy procedures, rotator cuffs, ACLs, meniscus. So I do a good variety of cases. And I think being in a smaller community, you have the ability to see patients and treat them for all these different things. And I can't tell you, even in my last job, which had a similar setting,
Yeah.
how many people you might do a knee scope on, and then you see them a couple years later, and then you're doing their shoulder. So it's nice to have, even though orthopedics is, in an ideal world, I would see someone to do their preoperative visit, see them for a few post-ops, and then not see them again. If they have recurring issues, it's great to see those patients back again.
Yeah, to know that it's, all kind of continuous. It's not just you have to start over every single time you see a patient. That's really important.
And I think you can just have a much bigger impact on the community being at a sort of smaller setting.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any, obviously without naming names, do you have any patient stories that you can share? Maybe a patient who you just really love to see their journey, their recovery that made a difference?
I keep coming back to hip replacements, but I started doing anterior hip replacements a few years ago, switching from a different approach. And the change with that was night and day. Seeing people go from their surgery to just walking the floors of the hospital immediately was a real eye-opener. So,
yeah, absolutely. So with joint replacements, what is usually the procedure around surgery? Is there usually an overnight? Is it usually just same day?
It all depends on the patient, depends on the comorbidities that they have. Some people will require an overnight stay. The vast majority do not.
Okay. Wow. That's so different from a decade ago or two decades ago.
Even when I was going through training, we would keep people in the hospital for 3 to 5 days.
Wow.
So,
So you've really been in the height of your career during some really incredible developments in the orthopedic world. Tell us about how you see the future of orthopedics here at Hillsdale and just in general, where you see this field going, and what are you excited about in the future of the specialty?
Yeah. So I think robotics is making a big difference.
Absolutely.
And I've heard that we are going to be getting a robot here, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think I started doing knee replacements utilizing some robotics 6 years ago, and I don't want to go back. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. So, well, we're not ready to make an announcement yet, but we might be ready to make an announcement very soon.
Okay.
And we're very excited about that announcement, as you've alluded to. So, stay tuned for that. That's very exciting.
Okay.
So in preparation for that announcement, hopefully coming very soon, why is robotics so much better? What do you think makes it the better option?
So specifically for knee replacements, traditionally we would use sort of some manual instrumentation that would get you pretty close to putting in a good knee. And then you would do some soft tissue work at the end to kind of really balance that knee. Utilizing robotics, you really don't have to do almost any of that soft tissue work, and it just leads to better outcomes. You're putting the implants in a better position. It's just a better overall procedure.
Yeah. And is that usually the factor that decreases the hospitalization after the procedure?
It can help with the immediate post-operative pain. It can help long-term if the implants are put in a better position. Some people will say that the research on that is questionable at this point. But I think that is yet to be seen. We'll find out when we get to 30-year outcomes with these robotic knee replacements. So.
Yeah, it's really exciting. A lot of people, when they think about surgical robots. They might think about, the surgeon is playing a video game in a few rooms over while you're getting surgery done. Tell us what the reality is.
Yeah. So basically, when I'm in there, what I would be doing is sort of determining where I would want the implants to be initially. And then we basically use the robot to put our jigs, so to speak, in the correct place so that we can make those the cuts for putting in the implants much more precise.
Okay.
So
yeah,
we're in control of everything the
Yeah.
entire time.
yeah,
The robot's not doing your surgery.
sure. It's really just another instrument.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's incredible. Okay, well, I just have one more question, and that is, how can patients see you in the office?
I think there will be a link.
Yes, there will be a link.
And also, if you call the Hillsdale Orthopedics office,
Yep.
they can get you scheduled.
Perfect. We're going to put that number on the screen and in the show notes of this video as well, to make sure that we have information available to how to set up an appointment. The Hillsdale Orthopedic Clinic is right around the corner on Carlton Road. It's a great location. We have some wonderful staff there. I know you're working very closely with Ken Rubin and our other orthopedic staff over there, who are delighted to have you. So thank you, Dr. Aschmetat. It's been great to have you.
Thank you.
I know we're going to have you on the radio, and I'm sure that you'll be featured here more as the community wants to get to know you. So,
all right, sounds good.
All right, and thank you to our community for being here to spend some time with us every week. We are very grateful for your support. If you want to donate to Hillsdale Hospital, visit hillsdalehospital.com/donate, or you can visit hillsdalehospital.com/live to nominate a staff member for our Patient Care Award, check out some of our other media education, and learn how you can volunteer at Hillsdale Hospital if that's something that you're interested in. As always, remember to stay healthy and rural health strong.